let's go ahead and get started with this. So real quick, like I said, if you're expecting any technical issues or experiencing anything, feel free to go ahead and use the chat or go ahead and message the panelists directly. We have Phil Bowers, one of my colleagues. They'll be able to help you out there. If you have any issues, feel free to go ahead and utilize the chat to talk with everyone else, brainstorm ideas, bounce questions off each other. If you have a question directly for me, like I said, feel free to go ahead and utilize that Q&A feature at the bottom of your web portal. But yeah, so thank you all for joining us today. We're going to be going over the Grandstream solution today. We have had a lot of fair amount of things coming up and a couple new products recently that we'll go ahead and go over today. So basically we'll go ahead and start the presentation by just doing a real quick overview of Grandstream. We'll bounce around to these different solutions, give you a quick little technical dive into them, nothing too specific or too detailed. Then we'll go ahead and go over how to discuss these solutions with your customers, kind of when you're going over either a sale or going over a potential deployment, how to talk about them and market them. And of course, we'll then go ahead and cover a few possible deployment scenarios, deployment solutions that you would most likely see these devices put into. Anyway, with that, let's just go ahead and get started. Let me go ahead and get my presentation up here. All right. So yes, like I said, we're going over expanding the Grandstream solution. Thank you all for joining. And by the way, my name is Brian Van Meter. I'm our community marketing specialist here at Grandstream Networks. So, you know, definitely something we always want to point out is our award-winning history that we have at Grandstream. We're always super proud whenever we are selected, nominated, or chosen for any awards. In fact, we just recently were awarded an ITSP award for our GXP 1760W. We were selected and then chosen for Best VoIP Device of the Year. Pretty happy about that. If you're looking to find out maybe a little bit more information about it, please feel free to check it out on our press release section of our website. So Grandstream, a big thing for us is the total Grandstream solution, everything from IP telephony to conferencing needs to your networking products and of course security options. What we're going to be going over today pretty much touches every single bit of this Grandstream solution. So we'll just go ahead and continue on. So the first thing that we'll kind of jump into here is our Grandstream IP telephony options. All of our desktop endpoints, you know, they're all sort of made to deliver this wide variety of innovative desktop endpoints. We really aim to create something so that there's a fit for pretty much every deployment that you have, from small offices to hospitals, schools, large enterprises, mobility, even to multimedia endpoint devices. We want to be able to have an all-inclusive portfolio here. So the first new device that we want to go over is the GXP 1760W. Like I said, this is the one that just won our award. Feel free to check that out, like I said, on our website. It's very similar to the GXP 1760. Biggest difference here, obviously, is the integrated dual band Wi-Fi. With the device, though, you still have that 200 by 80 pixel backlit LCD display. Our digital BLF keys and 24 programmable keys. 6 lines, 3 SIP accounts, 5-way conferencing, automated provisioning when used with a Grandstream UCM or other options, excuse me, and then integrated PoE, USB port, and of course the EHS support, electronic head switch. So basically, when you're going over this product and discussing it with customers, big thing you kind of want to press here is the advantages of a Wi-Fi focused deployment. Big thing is the smaller investment in a wired infrastructure. We find this in a lot of sort of new offices nowadays where they really don't have the dedicated wire infrastructure, Ethernet ports by every single desk. Maybe they don't want to invest in pesky lines or switches coming through. This both has, of course, an effect on just an ergonomic way of just a cleaner office, as well though is the costly investment, both on the front end of investing in this type of sort of wired network that would be required with traditional non-Wi-Fi devices, then of course upkeeping that network. It also gives the option for mobilizing workstations for a modern office. We sort of see it a lot more and more. These offices are going to more and more of an open concept, whether it be bring your own device type setup with open, open tables, not so many cubicles. Really all you need is just a power supply, a power source, and this device can move around an office. And of course, the priority voice QoS, when used with Grandstream's GWN series of access points. Our access points have a pretty nifty QoS in which they are able to prioritize different data types from voice video data and then background usage, so that way you can make sure you get the finest quality voice possible when using this device over a Wi-Fi network. And then, of course, another big talking point is the affordable enterprise-grade performance and productivity that sort of comes with our mid-range phone. This is a mid-range device. We really want to be able to pack as much performance, efficiency, and productivity into a device, maintaining a sort of sleek-looking concept and intuitive interface while keeping it nice and affordable. So just some deployment scenarios that you guys may want to think of or you may come across. Really, what we're looking for in this is high call performance environments that are lacking a wired network infrastructure for one reason or another. Either they don't want to invest in it, or maybe it's just not an option for them. So we're looking for large offices and enterprises. Schools, universities, and hospitals are also a solid option. Keep in mind too, this device allows for pretty easy scalability when it comes to maybe already existing networks, existing communication solutions. Maybe they expand into a new part of an office building. All they need is a Wi-Fi network to get these up and going quickly. Like I said, open format workplaces are definitely a prime target for the 1760W here. And of course, there is the potential for residential deployments as well for your small type of offices. Excuse me, small residential offices. Just going to take a sip of water here real quick. All right. So continuing on, our GXV 3370 just got released yesterday, actually. So this is a notable step up from the 3275. It runs on Android 7.0, 7-inch touchscreen. This beast of a device here has 16 lines, up to 7-way audio conference, and no-cost 3-way video conferencing. Third-party Android applications included with Microsoft Link, Skype, Twitter, and Facebook. You just have to download the Google Play Store through our Grandstream store and get up and going with that. Of course, it comes with Wi-Fi, PoE, Bluetooth, USB, SD, and mini HDMI slots, and the EHS support. It's the 4-core processor and 2 gigabytes of RAM and 8 gigabytes of flash memory for really that maximum performance. That's what's really driving the capabilities of this multimedia endpoint here. So just kind of discussing this with customers. This is an enterprise multimedia endpoint. So there's definitely a chance that a customer will want you to deploy these for everyone within their office, within their complex or anything like that. But this is really sort of an executive level and huddle type phone. So enterprise desktop video phone mixed with Android operating system is definitely a very good talking point here. It really helps you drive the productivity flexibility, whether it be just using it for calls, video calls, as well as with that Android operating system, being able to utilize it as almost a little addition and expansion to your workstation. It's smart, powerful, really helps drive collaboration when it comes to maybe huddle room type settings. I'll get into that on the next slide. And video and Wi-Fi integration with Grandstream devices as well is always a solid talking point. I'm talking with the, any type of video device can go ahead, of course, and make a video call with the 3370 here. However, keep in mind our facility access solution, the GDS3710, is able to send its video feed straight to this device, Wi-Fi integration being with our GWN networking solution, so those access points. Big thing, just kind of marketing talking point, if you're putting this on your website or maybe looking to do a little advertising of it on your own, it's really productivity and power meets a stylish design. This is sort of one of the big pushing points you want to go for. So some of the deployment scenarios here, like I said, you're looking for an elegant and powerful multimedia workstation. So exec level desktops are definitely pretty much one of the prime examples, prime deployment scenarios we see with these. High volume front desk administrators and receptionists as well, just with the capability of 16 lines, the conference calls, and of course having that video integration with the GDS. Really makes us a good desktop endpoint for those sort of heavy, high volume administrators and receptionists. We see these deployed in high-end residential housing, especially with our old 3275 series. Really good option for this as well is your smaller huddle rooms in other small conferencing areas. We see is sort of video conferencing becomes a very standard norm now in small, very, very small sort of startup, small offices. They sort of, instead of going for large conferencing devices, will sometimes in turn go for these type of multimedia workstations. So this is definitely a fantastic option for that. So, all right. I'll just pop. Whoop. Sorry about that, guys. One too far. All right, so that's supposed to say GXV video conferencing series, but so I want to compare the GXV 3275 here to the GXV 3370, just to give you guys an idea of the difference. So the 3275 has 6 lines and 6 SIP accounts, compared to the 16 lines and 16 SIP accounts on the 3370. 3275 runs on Android 4.2 operating system. 3370 is on an Android 7.0. 6-way conferencing for audio compared to the 7-way audio conferencing for the 3370, and 3-way to 3-way, so it's a pretty lateral type of upgrade there. Then of course both share that Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, gigabit PoE ports. All right, so next is our upcoming WP800. It's our enterprise portable Wi-Fi phone. So this device has been getting a lot of hype over our beta testers and everything. It has dual band Wi-Fi with advanced roaming support, HD voice and dual mic design with AEC and noise shield technology to make sure there's always the finest quality of voice coming through this device, even when you are in loud and busy environments. 2 SIP lines and 2 lines in general. Android 7.0 operating system. It kind of allows for customized Android apps for the WP800. I just want to make clear, when you're using this device, it's not like you can, just download any any Android sort of application. It really has to be something a little bit more customized to fit the actual screen of the device. But basically gives a little bit bigger, larger customization when it comes to deployments for this. It actually has a built-in accelerometer, panic button, and push-to-talk option. These are all really good options if you are using this, for example, a security deployment or maybe even janitorial staff as well. 7.5 hour talk time, 150 hour standby time. All right. Just go into some deployment scenarios. Environments where mobile roaming is really imperative is what we're looking for here. So large multi-level offices and enterprises where people are going to be moving from either level to level through a Wi-Fi environment, or maybe if it's even just spread out distance-wise, for example, with large warehouses, manufacturing, construction sites. Definitely we see in sort of a little bit more higher risk environments such as warehouses, manufacturing, construction. The accelerometer and panic button are definitely key important factors here, especially when it comes to someone maybe getting injured, falling fast. And a little alert can be sent out if something like that were to happen. Like I said, facility security and janitorial staff. So, if we're seeing maybe overnight security staff in more high security type deployments, and of course, janitorial staff who need to stay in touch with each other and move throughout a facility throughout maybe the night or day. This is definitely a solid option for them. Hospitals and medical facilities where very commonly staff do not stay put in one part of the facility for long, kind of going from room to room, whether it is your doctors, nurses, or other medical staff. And even retail stores and commercial outlets. This is a solid option for them as well. All right, so I'm not going to delve too much in this, but the DP760, it's our DECT repeater for the DP750, our DECT base station solution. Supports up to 2 concurrent HD calls, extends the range of a DECT solution by 300 meters outdoors and 50 meters indoors. Automatic or manual association to your DP750 base stations for easy use. Automated provisioning options, including XML config files, and the Ethernet connection provides a PoE feature. So this is kind of like, keep in mind, guys, in addition to our cordless IP DECT phone solution, the DP750 and 720. These devices we hear a lot of talk about, a lot of buzz. I know every trade show I go to, people always pick them up and say, "Oh, I've deployed a lot of these." It's really the superior mobility, studying range, advanced features. You may sort of compare this to the WP800. What's the big difference? Affordability is definitely a little bit more of the factor here when it comes to a DECT solution. But the DECT solution entirely sort of mobilizes your network with the DP750 and 720, creating sort of a DECT environment that these devices can roam throughout. The DP750 base station and the DP720 wireless handset sort of act in tandem there, and the DP760 repeater is able to extend the range of the base station. All right. So business conferencing, this leg of our solution here, we have just a couple things to go into here. So our conferencing solutions, as you guys know, used to be pretty limited to the GAC audio conferencing device, GVC 3200 series, and of course IP VideoTalk. Now though, we have the new GVC 3210 video conferencing endpoint here. So this is sharp HD video resolutions up to 4K Ultra HD. It runs on a 6.x operating system, Android, with full access to applications in the Google Play Store. Integrated dual band Wi-Fi and Bluetooth as well with this device, with a built-in 4-mic array with noise shield technology and support for external audio equipment. I don't know how many of you have had the opportunity to use this device. If you had, please feel free to talk about it in the chat a little bit, but I know I was a bit blown away when it came to the audio quality going in and out of this device. Really surprised me. Advanced camera with 16 millipixel, the CMOS sensor, 90 field of view wide angle lens, and electronic pan tilt zoom as well. Has a support for Miracast wireless content sharing, definitely a big addition when it comes to easily sharing presentations, charts, other useful information with this device and with the people that you are either presenting or conferencing with. Has an HDMI input, 2 HDMI output, 2 USB slots, whether this be for downloading and recording meetings and presentations, and 1 micro SD slot, of course. So I just want to throw this in here, the GVC video conferencing series. So let's compare the GVC 3210 to the GVC 3202. So the 3210 is really a point-to-point video conferencing device compared to the 3202 and the 3200 series, point-to-point conferencing, and it has a embedded MCU. Where the GVC 3210 really shines is when it is paired with IP VideoTalk, a room system solution. It enables it to go beyond just the point-to-point conferencing option and turn into more of either a webinar or a sort of cloud meeting solution. So 4K Ultra HD compared to can only go up to 1080p when it comes to 3202. Controllable ePTZ compared to the 3202's controllable PTZ camera up to a 9x zoom. Built-in 4x mic array with 3210. The mic and speaker for the 3202 is the GAC 2500. So biggest difference between the two when you're thinking deployments with this, the 3210 is more for those affordable price and flexible. It has the affordable price for flexible deployments. So like I said earlier, huddle rooms, small conference rooms, if maybe your customers or clients are looking for a little bit more of an affordable option, the 3210 is hands down the way to go. So just go into discussing the 3210 with your customers. Like I said, it's all about enhancing the collaboration between regionally separated employees. So connects multiple meeting spaces into one virtual room. So whether you're doing a point-to-point conference or indeed using IP VideoTalk's room system with this device, it basically enables you to push the conference into the cloud to have people join from several different locations. Helps create a personal face-to-face environment, which if you make many deployments within a sales environment, this definitely is a very, very powerful tool to be able to close a deal. Further integration of cloud technology. The cloud is really something it's here to stay. Seems like every day I look at another article that uses IoT in it at least 10 times. But it is a piece of technology, and it's an important thing, especially for the modern office, whether it be enterprise grade or even all the way down to startups and small businesses. This type of technology is only getting more affordable, for example, with the GVC 3210. And of course, it eliminates the costly need to travel. It's a good point here. Travel tends to be one of the higher expenses when it comes to either maybe sales or other sort of mobile employees. Being able to kind of cut down on that with having a fully integrated sort of immersive conferencing environment really helps push down that cost. So deployments, industries and organizations for this device where collaboration is really key to performance. So we're talking office environments. With this, you're looking more small to medium businesses, startups. Like I said, this is more of a affordable conferencing solution for huddle rooms, small conference rooms, very small boardrooms, even exec rooms. Education, classroom, and advisor offices. We've actually seen this as a potential option, whether it becomes sort of bridging classrooms together for joint learning sessions, or maybe bringing in guest speakers. Then of course advisor offices for conferencing in different faculty, or of course parent, student, teacher conferences. Professional and personal development, so whether it be maybe finance managers, lawyers, and other type of maybe personal accountants would definitely be able to find this kind of high quality, affordable option, great for connecting with clients. Logistics can even find a use for this, whether it be, for example, using IP VideoTalk, they'd have the opportunity to video conference and connect with people who are currently on the road traveling, or maybe even warehouse staff from many different locations. And construction and engineering, like I said, the affordability of this device allows you to be able to sort of deploy this option in an on-site kind of construction scenario and connect through to maybe an engineering or architectural firm, just to push the collaboration that is definitely needed there, especially when presentations and sort of trade of information is incredibly imperative. All right. So upcoming are IPVT10 Enterprise video conferencing server. We haven't said too much about this. We've been kind of keeping it a little bit under wraps. So this is an enterprise video conferencing server. It supports up to 300 video participants and 10 simultaneous conferencing sessions. Goes up to 1080p with 30 frames per second, high definition for real-time video and screen sharing, up to 120 video feeds and 300 participants per single conferencing session. So this is a video conferencing solution for your very large enterprise options. It has a live broadcasting feature using Facebook and YouTube Live, advanced meeting controls from your conference recording, flexible scheduling, customized registration, invitations, follow-up features, everything you would really need in a conferencing server, all here. Anti-jitter algorithm and secure data encryption. So I'm not going to dive too much into this, guys. This is a very high-end option. The server itself is pretty expensive, and like I said, it's really for those large enterprise type deployments. If you guys are really interested in learning more about this, I'm going to be sending out a follow-up email after this conference. Please feel free to just go ahead and shoot me an email back and say, Brian, I want to find out more about the IP VideoTalk 10 option. I'll get you connected with someone in sales, and they can maybe dive and go a little bit more in depth with this and give you sort of more price point information, a little bit more details there. All right. So our analog telephone adapters. So these guys, I'm sure you've all deployed many times if you are currently a reseller or an installer with us and you've been with us for a bit. But it's our HT series of analog telephone adapters, utilized and deployed by some of the largest service providers in the world. We've won many awards with these guys, BroadSoft, Metaswitch, Ribbon compatible as well. Incredibly easy to deploy. Solution for 1 to 8 analog devices when it comes to the analog telephone adapters here. TLS, security, exceptional voice quality as well. So kind of the newest addition to this was our HT818, came out a little bit ago. So this is basically just the 8FX port version with 2 SIP profiles of our analog adapters here. Dual gigabit network ports, of course, features T38 fax, 3-way audio conferencing, wide range, advanced telephony features. It's just your very typical, powerful analog telephone adapter here. I'll just kind of leave the slide up just so you guys can take a look at the features. Not too much of a complicated solution. All right, and then what's upcoming is our HT813. It's our hybrid FXS and FXO ATA. 2 SIP profiles through 1 FXS port and 1 FXO port. Dual 100 megabit per second LAN and WAN ports. Have, of course, features that T38 fax, 3-way audio conferencing support, and wide range advanced telephony features to make sure that even though you're maybe transferring over, from a VoIP to analog solution, you can still take advantage of your telephony support. Automated provisioning options with it. Supports 0 config when used with the UCM series. And of course the lifeline support in case of power outage and failover SIP server for the device. I think everyone here is pretty familiar with what an FXS and FXO ports and the ATAs do. So I'm just kind of discussing deployment here onto one slide. So really it's all about creating a hybrid VoIP and analog solution with ease. Really easy to deploy these. They're trusted by some of the largest service providers worldwide. Thousands of these things have been deployed, tens of thousands around the world. It maintains your, so for example, it can maintain an initial analog investment while then taking advantage of SIP line savings. As you know, traditional copper wiring can definitely have its, PSTN lines can have a lot higher of a cost compared to SIP. Or in the inverse here, it can create an internal VoIP network to external PSTN lines if SIP just really isn't an option. It's also perfect for residential and small office deployments or ATAs. It's a great option here. Okay, guys, we're moving right along. I know there's a lot, but oh yeah, and just as an add-on, I will be emailing out the presentation and the recording after this, so don't fret there. I know there's a lot. So networking solutions, Wi-Fi access points and VPN routers that we have. Grandstreams, we definitely have our powerful Wi-Fi access points. As I'm sure if you've been with us for a bit, we're a bit new into this sector as we're sort of cutting in with our GWN router and of course our access point. Our router is the GWN 7000, and then our access points goes from our 7610 and 7600, which is more of mid to enterprise grade access points, up to our GWN 76,000 LR, which for our access point is the long range option, perfect for outdoor sort of deployments. So our new thing here is the GWN.Cloud. This option isn't so much for your customers, it's actually for you guys as resellers and installers. If you're an end user and watching this, of course, you also have the option to maybe utilize this within a deployment where, your installer resellers pushing GWN access points to sort of create that completely immersive Wi-Fi network. But important things about the GWN.Cloud, it's a cloud controller for the GWN series access points. So it's completely located in the cloud. You're able to manage networks from anywhere using a web browser or the GWN.Cloud app for iOS and Android. Works with all of our Grandstream access points and provides real-time AP and client monitoring, integrated statistics, reports, alerts, streamlined networking configuration process, and an easy-to-use web UI. Definitely a big thing that we had when we were going through the beta phase here. People definitely wanted to push the fact that they're going to have a cloud option. It has to be a really innovative and intuitive web UI use. We definitely accomplished that here. It's currently available at www.GWN.Cloud/register. If you guys also want to find it later, you can go and find this on our product page under our Wi-Fi networking solutions. So yeah, if you guys definitely find yourselves deploying a lot of our access points, as you know, most of our access points, they do come in with a built-in embedded controller, but it has its limits. The GWN.Cloud does not. And of course, you can actually also manage multiple SSID and multiple networks all from this. So you can literally manage all of your GWN AP deployments from one platform. It's a really great option. That way, especially, you don't have to go and spend the hassle of going to every single deployment every time they have an issue. So big advantages here of the GWN.Cloud for you guys, just go into it. It's really that enterprise management platform for Grandstream access points for you, the reseller and the installer. Streamlined configuration, monitoring, and maintenance, all from one portal. You can manage extensive GWN deployments with no access point limit. Really allows for the easy scalability of Wi-Fi networks. There's on the app itself, when you are actually deploying an access point solution, you can literally just scan the back of the access point, and it can then go to a predefined network as well that then you can configure it all from. No need to take the time to type down every single IP and then the password and then everything else and then associate it. Really helps streamline the entire process so you can spend less time on site and more time just managing, configuring, and going on to the next job. And then of course you can manage multiple deployments of any size from an intuitive portal. All right, so I think we're reaching the end here. Our end's in sight, guys. When we're going to our IP security products, the biggest things that we've deployed here, of course, are facility access systems. Our GDS 3710 that you can see on the left there, to our HDIP cameras, IP video encoders, and of course our video management software. All right, so upcoming here is our GDS 3705. It's our audio-only version of our IP audio door phone. Like I said, we have the GDS 3710, which is that sort of video facility access device. So for the 3705, we see SIP HD audio with built-in digital microphones, 1.0 meter range, and HD loudspeaker. Definitely has really high quality, even in loud environments. So warehouses, logistical type of areas, manufacturing, where security is definitely key. Supports RFID card or numerical code entry for those people who are probably using this thing daily. Advanced AEC background noise suppression for full duplex audio intercom. Like I said, definitely very clear voice and audio coming in and out of this. The integrated PoE, alarm in, alarm out, RS485, and I always butcher this, Winged input and output ports all available. So this thing can definitely completely integrate with any type of security solution that you have, no problem, and with maybe third-party options there. IP66 weatherproof and IK10 vandal-resistant metal casing definitely makes this thing a strong security device. No one's going to be able to just come through and rip this thing off and compromise your deployment, nor is the weather going to be an issue here for outdoor deployments. Supports SIP calls to IP phones and video phones to facility communication and door access as well. All right, so just a quick comparison between this device and the 3710. So the HD audio with empowered pickup and projection range. The 3710, big thing here is the 1080p FHD video capabilities. You can look at these devices and pretty much tell that's the primary difference. IP66 and IK10 compared to the IP66 and IK09 vandal resistant with the 3710. We have 13 metal keys with blue LED backlight and a 13 key touchpad with the individual LED illumination on the 3710 compared to the 3705. A separate RFID pad on the 3705, whereas the keypad and RFID reader are one in the 3710. So comparatively, what's the difference? Brass tacks here, Brian. It is the lower price points for more flexible deployments type of solution here when it comes to the 3705, where just that video security really isn't quite needed. You can be able to have someone on the other end of the device sort of either taking in and then fielding people who are coming through at the access point, either through being dialed directly to or maybe an extension. An extension list is provided. Of course, then it then has that RFID pad and key code entry as well available for your parties that are regularly coming through. So just discussing this new solution with your customers, the powerful audio intercom and facility access solution is basically the main point that you want to push here. It's cost efficient and feature loaded, especially when utilized with our GDS manager. It's our sort of on-premise sort of you just download it onto your computer and you'd be able to completely manage and use any GDS device and configure it from there. Engineered for users looking to secure and protect the premises at an affordable price point. Facilitates cleared access and screened access to the facility. Like I said, it has an RFID reader, the keyed entry that of course people would be able to dial either to maybe a front desk security or possibly if this is more used in a residential deployment, there could be an extension list provided as well to be able to make sure that the people who are getting into the facility are supposed to be there. Then vandal and weatherproof, of course, is a big point to push. So deployment scenarios for this, and I'm just going to take one more quick sip of water. All right, so when you're sort of looking to deploy this device, looking for potential deployments, you want to look for facility security deployments where visual security is really less of a concern or maybe even already present if there are already security cameras present and the access solution really doesn't need to have its own video. Anywhere where RFID capabilities allow for frequent users to pass through easily. That's definitely really big things. We have one in our office outside as well. Obviously, we all want to be able to get in without having to dial to anyone. Definitely a useful feature there. Call capabilities enables a front desk or residential clearance if maybe that is something that your deployment needs or if that's something your customer is asking for. This is definitely one option to keep in mind. Permanent time set and expiring passcodes gives access to temporary and reoccurring visitors. So if you want to be able to make it so maybe security or janitorial staff or facility staff can only get in on a certain time, compared to when office staff can get in to a different time type of thing, if that's your type of facility. So we're talking maybe hospitals or schools, universities, maybe even dormitories. This is definitely an option there where you'd be able to set that. And like I said, lower price point enables for greater flexibility in your deployments. We're definitely making these type of solutions a lot more affordable for, for smaller type of either residential complexes, offices, schools, dormitory type things, while maintaining that feature set to be able to take full use of it. All right. That was a lot, guys. I know we have a fair amount either that has come out or coming up with. There's a lot there, but that's all right. So I'm going to go ahead and take some questions now. So if you have any questions, feel free to go ahead and start asking. Give me just 1 second here. And like I said, any questions afterwards, or you want to find out more, maybe I didn't cover something enough, I'm going to be sending out an email probably a little bit later today with the presentation and with the recording. So you can just head. There we go. Yeah, you can just go ahead and respond to that email and I'll be able to help you further. Even if it's maybe a little bit more of a technical question, let me know. I can definitely try and get you connected with the right person or find the information for you and get back to you on that. So like I said, please go ahead and utilize the Q&A feature for all your questions. That's where I'm going to just go ahead and start opening and fielding all these questions through. If you don't want to stick around for the questions, no problem. Feel free to just go. I'm not going to keep you hostage or anything like that. Thank you for attending. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and go through. All right. David, you said that you're beta testing the WP800. Great device. Thanks, David. I appreciate it. Yeah, we're pretty happy with it so far, and the feedback that we've been getting for it. We're really proud of it. Honestly, we're really excited to release it. It's a really cool device. Another question from Ashley. IPv10 has 1 or 10 gigabit network connection. I'm actually not too sure about that, Ashley. I will get back to you and just email you about that. I need to check with our engineers about it. It's pretty pretty. We've been keeping it somewhat under wraps, so I need to actually connect with our product engineers on that one. How do you deploy the 1760W in large quantities to a secure Wi-Fi network? Good question there, Mike. So basically, you can go ahead and utilize just the actual any of our sort of mass provisioning options, whether it be through config files that you use on your own, or of course through our auto provisioning option with the UCM. When it comes to secure Wi-Fi network, can you maybe give me a little bit more, just kind of follow up and just ask another question on that of what you mean by secure Wi-Fi network, where that could be an issue. I may be able to answer this one. If not, I can get you connected with with an engineer who maybe could give you a little bit more details for that. What about the new PC/Mac software integration to UCM/phones, improvements to Affinity and dashboard type app? Yes, good question there. David, excuse me. Oh, I've been talking so much, guys. It's rough. So yeah, actually, when it comes to software integration for UCM/phones, I can't touch too much on that right now. It's something we're thinking of, and may be in the works, may not. I can't really go into too much detail, unfortunately. Kind of mum's the word right now for that. Improvements to Affinity and a dashboard type app. This is actually something I brought up to our engineering team really recently. We've been seeing a lot of requests for that type of solution, just something that integrates with Salesforce CRM solutions and basically creates a sort of complete CTI app. As you know, if you guys have had the experience of using Affinity, it's useful, but it is indeed a lightweight solution. We're definitely looking into expanding upon it and maybe making something that's a little bit more comprehensive. Like I said, that's something that's currently sort of getting worked out. We'll see if we're going to roadmap it or not. All right. So if you need a WPA for a secure Wi-Fi type of thing, if that's what you were asking there, Mike, I'm not I would be surprised if you couldn't automatically maybe provision or configure that, but I think you may need the security key. There could be the possibility that you need to sort of set up all of those individually. I hope not, but that could be, be the option there. Let me check with our engineers on that, and then I'll shoot you an email after this meeting. All right. When will we see the new phones, the GXP 2136, etc., from Ashley? Those are in the works. I kind of did want to cover them in this presentation, but I was asked not to, just because we're still sort of working out some of the molding and models on that. We're kind of tweaking with a few different type of features for it, and so kind of maybe focus group testing them with our some of our partners and stuff like that, and so mainly with our internal engineering team and our sales team as to what features everyone's looking for, where we want to hit with price point and everything. So that's a little bit farther down the line. Hopefully I'll be able to follow up next quarter with the presentation talking about those. Can the UCM be installed upstream between cable modem and a client's existing firewall to implement QoS to guarantee quality voice during stress times? Yeah, no, it definitely should. So the big thing for that is definitely just the amount of data flow. You definitely have to look at the amount of bandwidth required, for your network in, less huge deployments that may not even be an issue. However, definitely stress testing the network prior to actually going forward with the deployment is a good idea, just to get an idea of kind of what's needed if you're pushing it through a cable modem. Is there an application for PC-based operator console? Tapan asked, like I said, Tapan, that's the Grandstream Affinity right now that we have. Right now it's a little bit more of a lightweight solution. I can't go too much into detail if we are expanding on that or not, unfortunately, right now. I hope to be able to give you guys more information later, but like I said, it's something that we're currently mulling over, so I don't want to guarantee something and have it not happen. Windows version on the GS Wave, Ernie asked. Yeah, so I know that it's available via iOS and then the Android store right now, Android devices. I don't honestly believe we're making a Windows version of it right now for Windows phones, but I'll definitely reach out to our engineers and sort of the product manager of the GS Wave and pass that along as feedback for you. Hopefully that's something we can maybe roadmap to move forward with. All right. Is Grandstream looking at a cloud-based provisioning server with phone book support, a cut-down cloud-based UCM with no SIP trunks? No, we're currently not. I know something that we may be kind of mulling around with is a sort of cloud provisioning option, maybe, for our phones and everything. I'm not sure about that yet. Like I said, it's one of the things that we're sort of keeping an idea about. We want to keep an open mind, sort of when it comes to a cloud-based when it comes to having more of the actual like UCM with no SIP trunks type of thing, like if you mean like a hosted service, no, we're not going to be doing that. Provisioning, possibly, just to give you guys a little bit of insight. But like I said, anything I'm saying, if I'm saying I'm not too sure about it, it means don't take those words as like, they're doing it, because like I said, it's still getting mulled over. We have a lot of ideas, a lot of potential things that we want to make that we turn out to just not do. So just know it's, we're keeping an idea, and it's always good to hear back from you guys and ask the questions if we're doing it, because that definitely means that you're looking for it. As well, and we always welcome feedback too. So if you guys are ever looking for a certain type of device, certain type of anything, always feel free to just email us and just with a quick message saying, hey, I would like it if you guys would make this, or even just reach out to us over social media as well. We do pass along all of that feedback. We find it really valuable to get insight from all of you, partners, resellers, installers, even end users, as to what you're looking for from us. And with that was the last question. I see that chat log says 99 plus. If you have any more questions, please go ahead and use the Q&A feature, and I'd be able to help you out there. I'll stick around for just a couple more minutes to see if anyone else asks anything more, but I think that's pretty much all the questions. So yeah, guys, feel free. You can jump on off now. I think we're pretty much all finished up here. Like I said, I'll send out the presentation, the recording a little bit later. If you have any more questions that you think of, like, dang it, I should have asked this, feel free to reply to my email. I'll go ahead and respond to you, look into either the question for you and try and find out more. Otherwise, everyone, thank you so much for coming and have yourselves a great day. Really appreciate it. Gene, you said, is video security coming with an Android app? I'm not too sure what you mean by that. Like an active, if you mean like a soft video security, kind of you can like actually see it on your device. No, you know, there's some third-party options that you can take for that to be able to see security feeds from IP cameras as well. You can reach out on our chat. I think they'd be able to help you out, or of course our help desk as well. Yeah, to monitor the cameras. Okay, yeah, I thought that's what you mean. Yeah, we don't have anything like that, but there's definitely third-party free, you know, free apps for the Android that you can use. I would actually say maybe just file a ticket on our help desk and just kind of ask, just, you know, choose any IP camera type of thing and just be like, hey, just wondering, you know, what's the thing you recommend, and our engineers will be able to probably within a day give you a quick answer, like, oh, you should check out this free app. We need FOPT to support directly with UCM and multi-tenant support for the UCM. Okay, yeah, definitely, Russell. Appreciate it. I can look a little bit into that and pass that along. Let me just kind of copy paste that. Any idea for the estimated MSRP for the WP800 when it releases? Let me get you connected with a sales manager on that one, and they'll be able to give you a little bit more information as well. You know, or I'll just go ahead and email it to you myself. If you want to get connected to a sales manager afterwards, I can do that as well and facilitate that. Would the GDS video device connect with the video to the GXV3370, for example? Andy asked. Yeah, definitely. So like I said, that's where the 3370 can definitely come in handy as a sort of front desk security or front desk receptionist type of device. You know, if you sort of implement the GDS 3710 solution, it'd be able to stream the video stream directly to the 3370. Oh, I forgot to mention it. Cool thing about the WP800 as well, it can actually take in video from the GDS 3710, I almost said 3210, the 3710, so the video facility access device. So, you know, if you have security moving throughout a facility and someone needs access to the facility, the security could actually see who is on the, essentially at the facility access device, then either field the call or go ahead and just open it via soft key from the device. Pretty nifty little feature. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. Appreciate it. I'm just going to go ahead and call it there. If you have further questions, wait for my email and respond to me. If you want to throw ideas more around with each other in the chat, be sure to check out our Grandstream forums as well. Follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. We're all available there, as well as our YouTube page that has useful information. I think we may have, keep an eye out, we may have one more Grandstream video talk coming up about a little bit new thing for you resellers and installers specifically, so keep an eye out for that. I'll send out an email a little bit later. Thank you so much. I hope you all have a great rest of your week and a wonderful weekend. Take care.